and welcome to Working Dragon Mystic. I am Jade, here to do another kitchen witchery video. And today we are talking about the magical association of pizza. All right. We all know what pizza is, and most of us thoroughly enjoy having pizza with our own favorite topping. So I figured we'd actually break down not only the magical associations that are involved with the basic components of pizza, but how you can imbue magic in pizza at home. So, one of the biggest questions that we do get here is, do I actually have to physically make the pizza? And the answer is no. You can order your pizza from your favorite pizzeria, from the grocery store. You could even do one of those build your own pizzas where most of it's already put together and you can still get the same result. So, no need. So if you're not great in the kitchen, or if you just have that favorite pizzeria that you absolutely adore getting your pizza from there, by all means, get it and just start picking the associations and charging your pizza before you eat it, and you'll get some fantastic outcomes. So now, aside from that, some people always wonder, well, how do I imbue magic in pizza? Very simple. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. One of the easiest steps that you can do is just simply put the pizza in front of you, whether it's the whole pizza or just a single slice, and you just focus on it. And as you're focusing on it, you're pushing your intent of whatever you want to put into that pizza directly into it. And make sure you hold that focus for a couple minutes or as long as you can. And that will help solidify that intent into the pizza. Another method a lot of people like to use is using a tool. So in the kitchen, a tool would be like a wooden spoon, a spatula, a whisk. I call those my kitchen wands. And you can use that and just trace the sigil or symbol that you want to use in that slice onto that slice and use it to trace to help focus that energy into the pizza. So let's say you have a sigil to enhance prosperity. Then you have that sigil and you just trace it out. You don't have to carve physically into the pizza. You can just create an energetic sigil above it. And just as you do every single line, whether it's a circle, a swoop, a slash, you focus that energy the entire time. Another thing you can do is for those of us who may need like an actual physical, tangible thing that you can focus on, you can simply get the pizza box, get a Sharpie marker, draw your sigil on it. And what you're going to do is as you're charging that sigil, you are going to focus that whatever the contents is of that box will get that energy. So that way, you can have it to where you can focus on that sigil, but everything inside that pizza box will get that energy. So those are three great ways that you can energize and charge your pizza. Now, that being said, let's dive into some of the ingredients. First and foremost, the biggest component that everybody knows and loves about pizza is the crust. And the crust is derived mainly from flour. Flour is the main component of that. Flour is created from wheat. And so that's what we're going to get our associations from. It's from the initial product that is used, which is wheat. So the associations with wheat is going to be abundance, fertility, and money. You got to think about how the farmers, how they labor and put in so much energy and focus into growing their farms for fertility and for prosperity. And that energy of them putting into their farms transfers into the actual end product. And so that's why flour is always usually associated with fertility and money. And then, so aside from flour, of course, you have to make it into a dough type substance. And so with that, you need to add water. So water, as many people know, has the associations of healing and cleansing. So those are the two main components of making the dough. Now, depending on who makes it or whatnot, they'll either add some oil to it, they'll add some seasoning like salt, things like that. But those are the two main base components to the crust. So on top of the crust, you're going to find the sauce. Some people like, the white creamy garlic sauce. In this instance, I went with the red tomato sauce. And so breaking it down to focusing on the primary ingredient of that, of course, is tomatoes. And tomatoes are associated with love, abundance, protection, and healing. And so those are great associations that you can work with. And then, of course, on top of the tomato sauce, you're going to find cheese. Now, there are so many different varieties of cheese out there. It would be absolutely crazy to try to break down associations for each type of cheese. So we're going to just say cheese in general, since it is a dairy product, has the general associations of success, happiness, transformation, and friendship. So now that we have the base layer, the crust, and we have the top layer, which is the sauce and cheese, if that's all you want, which is just a traditional cheese pizza, go for it. You are good to go. But if you like to spice things up a little bit and add some toppings, I'm going to include some associations for the combination pizza that I have. But by all means, if you like different toppings on your pizza, feel free and look up what the associations are and start working with it. Start making this pizza do some magic for you. So the first association that I have here is the mushrooms. Mushrooms have the association of vanishing and protection. And great things to have. Mushrooms are always a good topping to put on pizza. The secondary ingredients I have on there are bell peppers. Bell peppers are highly associated with protection, with strength, creativity, energy, love, prosperity. I mean, the list can go on and on with bell peppers. And so always, a great ingredient to have. Onions, again, since they got so many layers in them, they're highly associated with protection. Think about how many layers it is to get all the way through an onion. Of course, it has that protection. And then it's also associated with fertility. A lot of people use it for cleansing, and a lot of people also use it for banishing too. Of course, you don't want to necessarily banish away your prosperity. So make sure you are very careful in how you use that. Now, olives is another component that's on the combination pizza that I have here. They're associated with healing, peace, fertility, and protection. And then we have the meat components, which the two meat components on this pizza is pepperoni and sausage. So I'm going to talk about two different types of meats because pepperoni can usually have a beef and pork combination in there, and the sausage on here is a pork sausage. So I'm going to break down the associations for both beef and pork. Okay. So beef, that is associated with passion, fertility, and energy. And then for pork, for those of you who like to who know about how pork is associated with fertility, but it is very good with fertility. It's also really good with good luck and also prosperity. So two really great meat components to have on a pizza. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but with a lot of these associations, some of them don't mesh. Some of these have a cleansing or banishing association, but some of them have fertility and abundance. So how do you make that work? Because you don't want to accidentally banish away your fertility or banish away your money. That would be absolutely horrific. So there's a little workaround. Not a lot of people know this, but with Kitchen Magic, you can actually choose to ignore the general associations with an ingredient. Because remember, these associations were created by somebody. And so you can pick your own. So if you want to use an onion, but the onion is mostly on cleansing and banishing protection, you're like, you know what, onion, I want you to help me with money instead. You're not going to be doing banishing and protection. You can do that. You can choose to ignore those general associations. So do remember that. You can pick and choose what you want the ingredients to be associated with. And then on top of that, I always do want to point out that when you are doing your kitchen magic, it's best to try to stick with one, maybe two intent that you're putting into the final product. The reason being is that when you put too many things intent wise and spell working wise into a spell, including kitchen witchery, it can cause sometimes for them to not mesh very well and muddy the waters a bit too much to where your spell might not work properly. So usually for my kitchen witchery, I like to stick with one intent. So for my pizza, I am charging it to bring happiness. So when we eat it tonight for dinner, we're going to all have happiness pizza. Maybe next time it's going to be a prosperity pizza, just to keep it simple, not conflicting spell workings, and you know that since it's just one, that there's not going to be another component working against it. Now, for those who do like to cook in the kitchen and are really good at making pizza on their own, the way you can actually utilize all these ingredients is as you're adding each ingredient to the pizza, you're going to want to have that focused intent the entire time you're doing it. It's quite a fun experience and definitely makes it very interactive. So if you feel adventurous and want to make a pizza from scratch at home, by all means do. It's very fun. It's very messy. And it's just an enjoyable time all around. So I am going to get this yummy pizza and about to have dinner with my family and enjoy happiness pizza. So I hope you enjoyed this content. And we are definitely going to be coming out with a lot more kitchen witchery videos in the future. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so that way you are notified when more videos come out in the future. In the meantime, again, this is Jade with Working Dragon Mystic. I hope you enjoyed this video and catch you next time. Bye-bye.